Hi, this is Jeff Beck for RoadTrailRun coming to you from Denver, Colorado, and I've got the Nike ZoomX Invincible Run Flyknit, which is quite the name for quite the shoe. I just wrapped up a 6-mile run in them. First run, they only showed up today. And let me give you some thoughts so far. Sam likely already went all over the stats, but on an individual note, my shoe, which is a 10.5, came in just lighter than what they claimed the 10 should weigh. So that's a nice surprise. A lot of companies, they weigh it with the insole out just to shave a little extra, and this is legitimately, it's an 11-ounce shoe. Granted, that, is very heavy for some people, but if you look at the amount of stack here and the amount of cushioning, you're never gonna get a 7-ounce shoe that looks like that, at least not that is an actual trainer. But getting into the actual performance of the shoe, I'm very impressed. There is a lot of ZoomX, and it's a very soft shoe, but it's not mushy. You do sink in, but you rebound very quickly. Stacked wise, it reminded me at first of the Hoka Bondi, but the Bondi is just a big chunk of slab of foam. You don't sink in much, but it's just foam underneath you to mute the ground. This, you start to sink in, but the moment you do, it rebounds and you take off again. Today's run was very hilly, very windy. They were saying between 30 and 60 mile an hour gusts, and I felt it. But there were a few times that I decided to really push pace, and the shoe is fun to run in fast. Probably not going to be on many fast marathoner shoe come race day, but it's a very comfortable and fun bouncy ride. One thing I absolutely love that they did this versus the Infinity is this clip right here ends right there. It doesn't extend into the arch, where the last year I ran about 100 miles in the Infinity, and I kept waiting for the presence of the arch, or presence of the clip under my arch to go away, and it never did, and finally I just moved on. But this is a very, very wide platform. It's hard to kind of tell in the video, but this forefoot is incredibly wide. It's actually just even a little wider than the Infinity. And I just reviewed the Glycerin 19 from Brooks, and I remarked in the review how wide that forefoot is. This one is still wider by about 2 or 3 millimeters. Not a lot, but every bit, really counts. I got one question on Reddit asking about, with the pure rubber outsole, how flexible it is, and I don't know if the rubber is what keeps it from flexing too much, or that much stack, but there isn't that much flex. I did some slow motion video during the run and did some screen grabs at toe off, and it's not, again, it's not a Bondi, it's not just a slab, it's not just existing. There is a dynamic aspect to it, but it's never going to be, you're not looking at a Nike Free or even, an early gen Kinvara. But look how much give this thing has. This midsole is so soft. And it's not going to be for everybody. There are going to be a number of runners who try this out, and they're going to be like, nope, too soft. Personally, I've been waiting for this shoe for a couple years, so I am just over the moon that it's here. And I'm really looking forward to putting some good miles in over the next week or 10 days. I'll see how long until we're gonna publish, but this is gonna be everything. All my mileage for the next few weeks is going into this, because I wanna see what it looks like at 50 miles. And I really wanna see what it looks like at 250 miles and see how it holds up, because at $180, it's a lot of money. Performance-wise, yes, it might be worth it, but not if it doesn't have good durability as well. So we'll see. But I really want to put as many miles as possible as I can in this shoe. Kind of my, the car and driver long-term test, and see how it performs down the road. But I really am impressed. I really dig this shoe, and I really think that it's gonna be a very polarizing shoe. I can't wait to see the review, which I know Sam will be riding it, Sally will be riding it, perhaps a few others, and who knows, maybe by then, 35 miles from now, my opinion changes completely. We will see. But in the meantime, really enjoying it. The upper, there may be some issues there, even though it is a very built-up upper. I mean, first, it is a fly knit, which kind of surprised me. There is enough structure and shape, which most fly knits don't have much structure and shape. But this ankle, it goes up pretty high. I felt pressure in places that I really haven't with other shoes. So that's something to look out for. It didn't bug me, but I'm sure there will be runners it'll bug. And while it does feel built up, I don't think it's going to be a hot upper. Today's run, a couple times a big wind gust came and my feet actually got cold. And if it was a hot, unbreathable upper, I wouldn't have felt it. So there is that. But I mean, you look how padded and how just cushioned that is. And you know, there are a lot of people that are going to love that, and there are a lot of people that are going to hate it. So yeah, so that is my initial right out of the box. You know, these things got here about 7 hours ago, and we'll see what comes down the pike. But so far, very impressed. Check out our review, which will be up as soon as we can have it up, and have a good one. Thanks for watching.